What's going on, LEGO fans? Welcome back. Alex here. In this video, we're going to be building and placing the Medieval Market Village. This is set 10193. It released back in January of 2009. Now, I came upon this set not because I was looking for it, but I was having a conversation with a colleague at work, and we were talking about some great castle themes that we remember, and he brought up this particular set. Out of curiosity, I pulled it up on Bricklink, and lo and behold, I saw it on sale for a decent price. I think it was actually $220. I sat on it for about a week and contemplated, that would be kind of cool to have that set again. So I pulled the trigger, ordered it, and $25 of shipping later, I got it. So a total price of $245 for a sealed Medieval Market Village. The original retail on this thing was $100 back in 2009. So despite it being a little bit beat up, I still think that's a pretty good deal, considering that you'll find this much more expensive even when it is open and used. So regardless, we have this in our possession now. We're going to cut the seal that has been on this thing for quite some time. Yet there's going to be one less Medieval Market Village that's sealed out there because of this video. But I think it's worth it, because we're going to find a spot for this downstairs in the Lego City as well. So let's go ahead and get started. The Medieval Market Village is complete. It was a lot of fun putting this together. It was a bit of a challenge, though, because the bags weren't numbered like they are now in more modern day Lego sets. So I had to open all of them and try to get them as organized as possible, which takes some time. I also want to make mention that this thing has just over 1,600 pieces, and that's quite a bit for a Lego set that was retailing for $100. But the reason for that is because the amount of small pieces in this thing. So if you look at the facade of these buildings, there's incredibly a large amount of detail on every single layer. A lot of very small elements are used in the construction here. Let's look at the market side of things. First of all, love that you get not only one cow, but two cows in this thing. I don't have any cows in my collection, so very, very happy to have both of those. We have the market right here. 3 of the minifigures have reversible faces, including both of the females. They are selling fish, and they got apples, and they got flowers, and this Thanksgiving looking like meal right here. We have, I assume this is a father or son out to market taking a look at things. Back here we have I guess this is the traveler. He looks like he's ready to fill up his pack here. Hopefully he can get something to bring back to his family. And then we have these 2 guards here that are transporting what looks like a chest of gold. I think the guard on the right also has a reversible face, a very loud expression going on with him. We have this horse and carriage hauling around some bales of hay. And finally we have our blacksmith. So the first building again has the blacksmith, and of course we have the stable next to him. And as you can see, I put the horse in there. Fits pretty well, really, really nice. These 2 flags are sticker elements. There's a total of 6 stickers in this, all in all. Actually not too bad, as they're just flags and picture frames. So there's a couple of more stickers out of those pictures. But down below, on the other side, here's the kind of fun part of the mill here. As it goes around, it helps the blacksmith with his work, lifting up that very heavy hammer, pounding down on that anvil. And then we have, of course, this table on the other side where we can see the horse's bum. In fact, it's kind of funny when you it's supposed to close up, right? So if you close it up, the stable is right on the other side of the blacksmith, so the blacksmith kind of has to deal with the horse's bum in his shop there. Bummer, pun intended. But in here we have this stove that opens up, and you can see a little bit of a flame in there, and some basic accommodations with a stool and a table right there. Close this thing up here. Let's take a look at it as it goes around. Really nice look to it all the way, even the side that you wouldn't even see if it was open. It looks really, really good. Designer did a great job. So really, really cool looking first building. So the next building is this cottage or inn. I love how the browns and the golds are working on this thing. They did just a great job with the overall color scheme. Very impressive. Let's turn this thing around, take a look at the inside. Very nice accommodations. This is living in luxury of the day, you guys. Even got a nice cozy bed and next to a fireplace. And of course, down at the bottom, how can you go wrong with a kegger, right? It looks like the party already happened. There's a bunch of glasses, gold glasses I might add, that are just laying around. Let's go ahead and close this thing up so we can see what it looks like closed up. Very good, very cool detail. I like how that window is sticking out there. I like that. Very, very nice touch. Yeah, so a lot of extra detail on this one with the front and the back. Not so much the side right here. It's pretty bland. I mean, you can't really fault it too much because it has to fold out that way, right? It is now my favorite part of the video, and that is taking this thing downstairs and finding a spot for it in the city. But I don't think it's going to come too much as a surprise to you as to where I am going to place this. But I don't really know if it's going to really fit because this is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. But we're going to try this anyway. So let's go ahead and see what we can figure out. So we're downstairs, and here is where I have placed the Medieval Market Village. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, from the time the last clip ended to now, it's actually been several days because I came down here and I placed it next to the Ferris wheel here, and they were a lot bigger than I expected. And I thought, well, that's just not going to work. Then I looked at the table and I thought, okay, I need to expand this a little bit. So here at the end of the table, what I've done is I've actually added just 8 inches. You can see a little bit of a crease right here in the felt. That's just 8 inches that I've added right here, and that allowed me to add an entire plate at the very end of the table all the way across. And as you can imagine, that opened up a lot of space. Just at 8 inches made a huge difference. Now, that's not the first addition I've made to this table. Originally, when the basement was finished, it ended right here. So I've actually added this section here, and now this one here. So that's a little over 30 inches that I've actually added to the table since the basement's been, well, since the original table was built. But as you can see, there's still a decent amount of space to, walk through here, but it's getting a little tight. My wife is always a little like, hey, you got to have some space to walk around. I said, yes, I know. This is going to be it. Hopefully, I don't extend them anymore. But anyway, that was the my little side project to make this all fit a little bit better. Getting back now to the Medieval Market Village itself, I did decide to display these things closed instead of open. I think they look a little bit better that way. The orientation looks a lot better as well. But we've got all of our actors all around, and that's what I went with. I decided to make this kind of not really part of the amusement park, but it is an attraction that is close to it. I think inevitably the amusement park is going to engulf this entire area, but for right now it remains separate. Now in the Medieval Market Village, I do have these ladies right here. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. These nice looking ladies with their name tags, all looking professional, are historians that can give people kind of a backstory on the Medieval Market Village. And also I love the fact that I didn't really actually plan for this, but the castle ruins there on top of the rocks play very nicely with the Medieval Market Village below it. But you'll notice that people do have to cross or pass through the Medieval Market Village in order to get to the airport shuttle. I did actually make that intentional, just for fun. So you do have to pass this nice lady trying to sell certain things. And the actor's bugging you, so there's no getting around that. Here's a look of it from the back, and as you can see, I tried to integrate them as best as I could with this one right here. I put a lot of green plates around it, some trees, some flowers to make it look like it's not so, out of place, not just placed on top of these gray base plates. I had a lot of plates, fortunately, for the stable here to kind of put some of this sand-colored elements down for the horses and these cows. So it was an opportunity actually to get a lot of my horses out of storage. So got a couple there in the stable and a few here on the gates, and of course have my cows out here that are producing some cow pies. But yeah, the orientation looks pretty good from the back here as well. And no, I didn't really, I couldn't really create a flow of water through here. That's the best I could do, is just put a little pond in. The water's not exactly moving, but that is how it's going to have to look for now. I do want to take this opportunity to kind of show the changes that have been made on this side of the city, because a lot was changed. I had to rip everything up as I redid the table ends, put it all back together. So one big change is that, well, first of all, you have a little bit more space, but the train goes to the very edge, or the train track goes to the very edge of the city. Before, actually, it turned in, I want to say it was right about here that it ended. So that's quite a bit of extra track added here. No, it's not ideal, of course, to have train track next to your campground, but unfortunately that's just the way it has to be for now. But I don't know, the campground does take up a lot of space, but I really like having it because it goes very well with the amusement park. In fact, if I go down here to where the amusement park begins with Barracuda Bay, right, from there all the way to the end of the table, it's all about recreation, right? It's all about getting the family out and having some fun, whether it's camping, checking out the village, or going to this crazy Barracuda Bay amusement park. It's all about fun, right? Recreation, getting away from the busyness of the city downtown. But I did my best here, and this, of course, will change. You guys know how it goes. Every time you do something, it's cool at first, but it continues to evolve. But one thing I think I don't really like is this kind of road that goes to basically nowhere. It goes to the campground, basically. That's kind of the access there. I tried to make it kind of loop all the way back around, back to the road. It just didn't really look good or work well, so I decided not to do that. So yeah, people can come in here. Let me take a look around the campground. It was kind of a tight turn right here. I took one of the Horizon Express trains because they have the big nose, right? Make sure it could fit. It does just barely fit. You're probably wondering why the heck I even bothered to keep the Octane gas station here, and that is mostly because I just wanted to have a gas station before people got out of town. And besides, if you look over here, I got gas stations just that are not able to fit in the city. The orientation of them, they require a lot of space, unfortunately, and they're hard to fit. So that one's just barely hanging in there. And in the back here, yeah, it's kind of the same. The orientation of the rock has changed a little bit, so that unfortunately I didn't have to rip it up and place it back down on any plates. That would have been a disastrous nightmare. We have some horseback riders right there. I showed you. They can, rent a horse, horse rides, pony rides, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's it. That's how it's looking for now. And also, let me do this. I'm gonna show you guys this too. Oh, you know what? Actually, I was actually playing around with the idea of getting another treehouse. I think there's room in there for another one. I don't know. Maybe it get too crowded. I'm not sure. But regardless, what I want to show you guys is that I got another one of these shelves, unit, whatever, I don't know what you call them, but they're relatively cheap. I got it from IKEA, easy to put together, and so it's kind of nice and all the way across. It fit just barely next to my desk that is always a mess, but as you can see, there's an empty spot right here for that Lamborghini Sian if I ever get it. I was 50 minutes too late on my order, and it's on back order until July, so if you got yours, good on you for being ready to get it right when it went available, but I have to wait for mine. But I guess good things come to those who wait. Regardless, that is the update. That's kind of a big video for just a simple set that came out 11 years ago. But there it is. The Medieval Market Village is placed, and like it. I love it. It looks really, really good there. Wouldn't really fit anywhere else in the city if you think about it. And so yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll have some more fun stuff again for you in the very near future, including the build of the Lamborghini when that comes. Until then, you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.